T-minus 2 weeks until the big day, Christmas. We continue. We're all festive here in the studio. Landrum Roberts, that's Damian Mitchell hanging out with us today. Thank you, Damian.
Absolutely.
You're
Appreciate
the
y'all
gift that
having
keeps
me.
on giving.
Then that's what they call me.
From 6 a.m. on.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Doesn't
Molly
feel like
Robinson, she's the anchor. She's anchoring things there in the studio. A lot of your texts coming in. The big news, the headline yesterday that came out and what we've continued to talk about today, former Michigan head football coach Sharon Moore fired yesterday by the university after an internal investigation revealed an inappropriate relationship with a staffer. Sharon Moore was also arrested yesterday. Interesting the timeline there, but he's going to be arraigned this afternoon. He was listed as a suspect in a incident involving assault.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been conflicting reports. Do know that he's going to be arraigned this afternoon, but as far as the details, the length of time, all of that, don't know all of that. We're still waiting for clarification, but we do know that Michigan launched an internal investigation. According to reports, they investigated the matter for at least a few weeks. They were made known sometime in November is when they were tipped off. And the following weeks, working through that, they felt like they had enough to fire Sharon Moore with cause.
Yeah, and that's the key, with cause. So this wasn't just, we're rolling him out of here, we're going to run him out. No, like there's substantial evidence, and they did their due diligence to the point that they immediately had to make a change, and then we start to see the fallout from those investigations.
So before we even know anything about charges, this is not even 24 hours old. Already hot board candidates are out for who's going to be the next head coach at Michigan. Kalen DeBoer's name, one of the first names that surfaces yesterday. Not that we're giving any legs to it. It's just, it's interesting. It's something to keep your eye on because you potentially view, not saying that he wants to leave Alabama at all, but you view Michigan, if there is genuine interest there, they're serious about making him whatever offer. I don't think money's the issue at this point, or would it be? But then it becomes, is this Jimmy Sexton? Does he get an extension? Does he get a raise? Not that he's seeking those things, but that's typically just as a result of these kind of things when your name surfaces.
Yeah, and again, when you look at just the landscape of it, one, that his name is even being brought up kind of lets you know where he is as a coach, like how he's looked at as far as just, the Penn State job was open. Of course, people were trying to link his name to that. He shut that down. And the likes of Michigan.
He's one of those elite coaches.
Right.
That apparently they feel like he's one of them, because I didn't see Dan Lanning's name on that list.
Right.
Didn't see Sark's name on that list. So, and all of these contracts, for the ones that I've seen recently, these coaches leave and they don't have to pay any money.
Yeah.
They pay $2 million. You fire them without cause.
Right.
You owe them the entirety of their contract. Very one-sided these days. Don't know what that looks like. Odds-on favorite, betonline.ag. They had Kalen DeBoer out there. For what it's worth, though, John Gruden's name is on that list. Jed Fish's name is listed second on those odds.
Yeah.
They can change. They're trying to get action.
Right. And
I just think it's interesting to point it out. That's just from a Vegas perspective.
Yeah, and we point out, at least Jed Fish has some sort of tie to Michigan. So it wouldn't be odd, I guess you would say. It would be one of those, he's been here before, he knows what it's supposed to look like, and a guy he's won a decent amount of games. He's kind of one of those up and coming, I guess you'd say, elite coaches, but
where's the Michigan job in the Big Ten? Where you rank it? You don't have to go through all of them. It's top 5 job.
Absolutely.
With ease.
Is it top 3 job?
Yeah.
I would put Oregon there, Ohio State,
and Michigan.
And really and truly, because Michigan has a national championship, you could argue it be second, right behind Ohio State.
I'd be quicker to entertain the conversation about a Michigan than I was a Penn State. Just never saw Penn. I just think Penn State, there's a lot of reasons I feel that way. And it is bias, but
and I think youth,
with good reason.
Yeah, and I think my youth, I know I'm younger, but it's always, people would tell me how good Penn State is. And no offense, Nebraska in the same way. You can tell me how great they have been, but kind of when I was coming up, they're good, but even the quote unquote great teams never won the big one. And I've never seen them compete for the big one. So it's okay. I can understand that history tells me that they're one of the elites, but as it kind of stands, and especially for Penn State and some of the situations that had happened over the years, it's like, may not be as desirable as it once was. Now you see why the names are who they are. They have taken that job.
Yep. Matt Campbell taking that job from Iowa State, deciding not to retain the services of Jim Knowles, defensive coordinator, who was making just over $3 million last year. I think that made him the highest paid in the Big Ten. But Jim Knowles is a guy that apparently Josh Heupel and Tennessee have targeted as their next defensive coordinator. Tim Banks, who was let go yesterday, he's expected to join Auburn staff as the safeties coach with DJ Durkin. Also, Cam Martin expected to be joining the Auburn staff, as well as Larry Porter, as Alex Golesh continues to round that out. Interesting news coming out of Indiana. Did you see the story about the players not going to be available for the playoffs?
No, I did not.
So unfortunate. But I told my wife, who's got a lot of family, that IU affiliation, right? I said, this is not a good sign. This is not a good sign for IU to start things. Big Ten Championship post-game celebration. You had a defensive end, one of your edge guys.
Oh, boy.
Get hurt.
Oh.
In the celebration?
Seriously.
What was
hurt.
he doing?
Celebrating.
Turning up.
See, I want to know how. Like, was he dancing? Was he jumping up and down?
This is how I would get hurt. I was on a college football team.
Cutting the rug.
Like, oh, look, Landry, he's trying to twerk. He's trying to do something. Whatever it is. He threw a hip. He tore an ACL.
Yeah, right.
The worst back injury I've ever had, I was putting on a sock.
You threw it back, throwing it back.
There was underlying conditions, but it was a sock. It was bending over to pick up a sock off the floor, and that's where the spasm started.
Oh,
anyway,
man.
It's freak stuff.
Threw a hip, trying to throw it back.
That's right. That's right. What she said. Daly, a senior who transferred in from Kent State this past offseason, ranks third nationally, 19 tackles for a loss, 5.5 sacks, 35 tackles, including 3 tackles and a sack in Indiana's 13-10 win over Ohio State in the Big Ten title game.
That's tough.
It's unclear when the injury happened, but he was seen limping while high-fiving fans in the stands behind the end zone.
Oh, I hate that.
Dang, man. That's unfortunate.
It's very unfortunate. More scheduling news. Ole Miss and Louisville.
Okay.
They're going to kick off the 2026 season in Nashville.
There we go.
Ooh, I like that.
There we go.
Get that one on September 5th. Also, Kentucky, Will Stein, their new head coach, looks like that he is set to hire Texas A&M's defensive coordinator, Jay Bateman.
Okay. Man, Elko, this is what happens when you have success. Your coordinators start getting poached. Bateman's
been on the staff the last 2 years of the Aggies, being their defensive coordinator, linebackers coach under Mike Elko.
That's a good hire for Will Stein.
So that would be the second of 2 coordinators to leave the staff in the past week after Kansas State hired Colin Klein. Get it while you can, Aggies.
Yeah. And, this is also Mike Elko just got that contract extension. Money's a little tighter than it used to be, and it's like, hey, man, we're helping with this success too, and we kind of want to go somewhere and spread our wings and fly. But maybe this is a good sign though. It's the recipe. It's the side effect of success. It's kind of one of those things because we've seen it at Alabama year upon year when coordinators, they're leaving, taking other jobs, going other places. So kind of understand it's the cycle of coaching carousel, man.
SEC postseason awards going out yesterday. Caden Proctor of Alabama wins the Jacobs Blocking Trophy.
Is that like the understudy of the Joe Moore Award?
I don't know.
First time I've heard of it.
I'm familiar with the Jacobs Blocking Trophy. But congratulations to Caden Proctor on winning it. Diego Pavia, no surprise there.
Yeah. Offensive Player of the Year. Kind of figured.
Tate Sandell of Oklahoma, Special Teams Player of the Year.
Oh, congratulations.
And it's George.
Congratulations.
Newcomer of the Year, Trinidad Chambliss.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. by the landslide.
By the way, did you see what Pavia said? He was on a podcast. I can't call the podcast right now. I don't know if I knew it. I wouldn't even say it probably. But he said that it should be the 12 best teams.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is a guy that came from New Mexico State.
Right.
Humble beginnings before he emerged on the scene.
True.
Right? And said that it would be the best teams. No disrespect to the group of 5 teams that are being represented. And said if there's ever a group of 5 team that wins the national title, he will take all of his NIL money and he'll donate it.
I'm pretty sure that's a lot. I'm pretty sure it's a good bit.
$4 million, according to the podcast he did over the summer, right?
That is true.
SEC school,
yeah,
or a school offering $4 million.
Right. Well, that's a nice gesture, but I do agree with him.
I would like to tell Diego, hey Diego, I put it out over the summer that if you guys Vanderbilt were playing in the national championship game, I would get both of my ears pierced, and we're the Diamond Studs.
I got some cubic zirconium you can rock.
I'm good. They didn't do it.
Oh, they didn't. They had 2 opportunities.
They did. Clark Lee told us Philip came up short.
And they did. But in the end, Clark Lee ended up being a winner.
He is a winner.
He is. SEC Coach of the Year.
Text coming in on the guy from Indiana. He says, yeah, the guy from Indiana wasn't doing anything stupid. He was trying to high-five fans, had to jump a little bit, landed weird, just a freak accident. That's unfortunate.
Oh, that's awful.
Hate that.
Crimson Convict, Penn State, now Michigan, pertaining to Kalen DeBoer. I'm starting to see smoke.
Nah, I don't think so.
Evan says Sharon Freshwater should learn from Joey.
Well,
no comment.
I mean, not saying you're right.
One of our listeners from Georgia pointing out a common theme with some coaches.
Agent?
No, just off the field stuff. That's
the old correlation.
Part of the allegations against Sharon Moore.
Yeah.
Other coaches that have, not to that extent,
right,
not being put in jail and facing arraignment.
Right. Yeah.
But stuff that's got them in trouble in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Who is not consumed with thinking about the playoffs or a bowl game? Marcus Freeman.
No, he's on his way to Cancun. Hope he enjoys it. Yeah, you can have as much time as you want, man. Congratulations.
Hey, Damian, when you talk like Dabo, you sound like somebody from Maplesville.
I guess everybody in Maplesville sounds the same to me.
I like your Dabo voice.
I appreciate it.
I don't know whose voice that is, but I love it.
That's so good.
I'm trying.
That's great.
Ohio. I got a mean Jimbo Fisher, though.
Yeah,
you know I got that Jimbo Fisher.
Ooh, do it.
Jimbo? I mean, it's really easy. You just talk fast and just let me handle it.
That's it.
Yeah, simple.
Quick question, Landrum. Do you think that Byrne goes directly to DeBoer, ask if he's leaving or he's interested, or does that stuff go directly to the agents?
They run the world.
I mean, that conversation would happen with Byrne, and I'm sure representation. You're not going to go to your head football coach right now and go, hey, by the way, I just see some smoke out there.
Right. Hate to bother you.
No,
it's not a Keith
That's when
Carter.
you get the call, hey, there's mutual interest. This is what they're offering.
Right.
We prefer to stay here.
Yeah.
Here's what we're proposing.
So you're saying it's not a Keith Carter, Lane Kiffin situation?
I'm just playing it out.
Yeah. They're not doing
It
yoga.
could go a different way.
Yeah, he barges into the door and say, you ain't going nowhere. Simple as that.
Tired of the rumors.
Right.
Are you in?
Brian Kelly just bang on the table. Are you leaving or not?
And if Byrne does, do you think he should ask DeBoer to squash it immediately? And I mean, I would have a playoff berth to worry about.
To me, I don't even think it's reached his desk. He's probably figuring it out just by turning on SportsCenter. It's like, wait a minute. Oh, well, wasn't expecting that. But yeah, I got a playoff to worry about. Hate it for him.
Smoke isn't because other teams want our coach. Remember how many times other teams wanted Saban?
A bunch.
This is true. But, yes.
I mean, there's like a almost 40-year, 30-year gap where Nick Saban was kind of on the way out anyway. why would you take on that other challenge where Kalen DeBoer, I'm assuming that
You know,
he has a long
you hear
career ahead of him.
these rumors, they don't come to fruition. You kind of forget about them, and then, at least in my case, you just assume that the rumors were not true.
Right.
And then later you find out everything you heard was absolutely true.
Yeah.
And it all played out the way that it was first presented.
Yeah. They start somewhere.
Well, I had a class, I think, yeah, it was in college. It was a National Enquirer. And the stories that they put in, a lot of them are outlandish, but a lot of them,
there's a hint of truth.
They came from somewhere. They weren't.
Right. Vegas. Vegas knows. At times.
That's funny. Are you guys advertising for Lysol? No. Sanitizing.
Gotta be careful.
It's flu season.
Sniffles.
I've had my flu shot, but no, we sanitize.
Yeah,
Conrad had the sniffles and a cough yesterday.
Right. When you stay ready, you never have to get ready.
It's very intimate, our workspace here.
It is.
A lot of people share the studio.
Exactly.
We try to be health conscious.
Right. And we high five, we hug, we shake hands.
Yeah.
You know, just the common human interaction. Just got to be.
That's right.
Just got to be careful every now and then.
Mm-hmm. Brett Norsworthy, the Southern gentleman, going to join us at 12:30. We continue to hang out. Your phone calls are welcome. You want to comment on Michigan? We've had several calls on that. You want to talk Kalen DeBoer? Talk Alabama, Oklahoma? We can do that as well. Just want to talk Christmas with my nephew Damien.
Yeah.
Three-man front continues on Jocks. 12-23 man front. Landra, Molly, Damian nice enough to hang out. Pat's back with us tomorrow. Hopefully Conrad's feeling better. Well, it's Thursday. We do have the NFL tonight. We got some college football. Not tonight. This weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Army and Navy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about that one coming up tomorrow. But we do have college basketball. We have the Finnick. The Finnick, 1630, place that you frequented.
Yeah.
A few times.
Yeah, a few times my heyday.
Yeah, this afternoon, you want to get in there after work. They've got acoustic music. This is going to be starting at 5:30. That rolls till 8. Tomorrow night, the same thing. Then at 10 o'clock, that's when the band cranks up, Damien. That's about your time.
Yeah.
Back in your single days.
There we go. That's the key.
Sorry.
That's the key.
Back in your single days. That was the time. But also the wall-to-wall video screens. If you want to watch the college football playoff, all the playoff action, all the college basketball, video boards, you're not going to find a better viewing experience than there at the Finnick. The state-of-the-art sound that they have and the award-winning menu, from the wings, the burgers, all the shareables you would think about at a sports bar, but also the fork and knife. They've got the hand-cut steaks, the fresh Gulf seafood. Check them out. It's the Finnick, 1630 2nd Avenue South. Get in this afternoon, this evening, all weekend long. We appreciate our friends at the Finnick. Lots of texts rolling in, 205-834-9450. A lot of them centering around Michigan. Sharon Moore getting fired, and then who potentially is the coach. Also, a lot of movement as far as coaching staffs in the SEC and filling out those staffs. And already you've got Alex Golish continuing to do work today. Tim Banks, former defensive coordinator of Tennessee, expected to join that staff, and others, Damien.
Yeah, and I like the familiarity when you have a guy. I mean, we already know Cody Burns, who he's coached with, but he's an Auburn guy coming with him. DJ Durkin retaining him, and then Cam Martin and other guys that have been in Auburn. So as far as some familiarity, some consistency, I think he's building out a pretty good staff in year one there on the Plains.
Text line is open. I like this text. How about this? This one rolling in. Imagine there's an all SEC coaches Christmas party. Who would be the host? Who would get the drunkest? We'll just say wildest. Who would be the designated driver? Who would be the most likely to start a fight? This is good. Just means more Christmas.
Okay.
Thank you, Molly.
I think.
All right, first, can I say the coaches in the state?
Okay.
Kalen DeBoer.
Mm-hmm.
He brings a appetizer that his aunt used to make him in South Dakota, and he shows up
like some sort of casserole.
Yep. And he's not trying to look fancy. I'll get to that and what Coach will. No.
Oh, he's bringing a hot dish.
Kalen DeBoer, okay, bringing a hot dish, an appetizer.
Okay.
But it's in the Corningware.
Agreed.
And he's got the
Yeah.
I can see him rolling in. Alex Golish, just early impressions of Alex Golish. Alex Golish wanted to make sure that everybody brought what they were assigned to bring, and he is organizing.
He strikes me as that.
He's organizing the setup.
Yeah.
I could also see him as DD, designated driver, in case something goes down with another head coach, potentially.
Golish potentially being that?
I could see him being the designated driver.
See, I look at him and Clark Lee very similar. They're not looking for a fight. They're not looking for one. But if one were to spark up, they ain't going out.
No, I don't see Golish backing down.
Right.
No,
It's
not at all.
Whoever walks up getting smacked.
He's got the red hair. Does that mean a temper?
A little bit. Like, he's got it in him. And Clark Lee is very cerebral. So he is kind of reading the room and was like, hey, y'all ain't going to make no Vanderbilt jokes in here. I know that. So let's keep it classy in here, guys.
Man, who would be the most likely to start a fight?
Kirby.
You think?
Stop.
I like that.
Kirby, what are you doing? I didn't do anything.
No. He, like, because you see how he is on the sideline. He's like just grabbing his head. He stretches. No, man. Listen. No. Ease up. Like,
so
my wife brought
Kirby.
that. It's okay. I didn't know he was allergic to nuts. It's okay. Hey, we're gonna be just fine. We're gonna be just fine. And Mike Elko kind of looks over. Man, I didn't know it was gonna get out of hand like this, but we need to do some straightening. Mike Elko starts the fight. Mike Elko starts it. because everybody talks about how much money he's brought in, but he brings in like paper plates or something.
I'm just thinking maybe Summerall, early on the job, gets a little too excited.
Rubs Kirby or
The
somebody
new
the wrong
kid
way.
in the neighborhood.
Yeah. Rubs somebody the wrong way.
So I'll bring in this next coach for what I had him doing the day of the Christmas party, getting ready for the Christmas party, and that's Jeff Levy, and he's out by the smoker.
Oh yeah, 100%. He's cool as can be, baby.
But he is cracking cold ones all day long. He comes in, he's got the barbecue smoke just saturated in the clothes that have stains on them. From cooking all day, and he doesn't change and he doesn't care.
You know what? I take away Mike Elko starts it. Shane Beamer starts it. Because he still feels like
he's
the little brother.
And then you can't find Shane Beamer.
He feels like he's the little brother. He got the last invite because everybody forgot. Oh, yeah, South Carolina. Come on. Yeah. Oh, so we're still just, listen, I didn't come here to start anything, but I promise you, like, we're going to finish it. We're going to finish it.
You do your mouth just like he does.
Yeah, because I've seen him in these press conferences, and I don't know what at this point. I don't know what more we can do. I brought Lenoris for backup, but if it does get out of hand, I'm going to get behind him and see what we can do. Dylan Stewart, listen, the fact that we even got him here is just insane, but I think that we're going to be okay.
Very nice.
But yeah, Shane Beamer is kind of like that little rascal where that last and final shot got to him, and he's ready to scrap a little bit.
And not that this fits his personality, but guess who's showing up late and who is dressed to the nines? Lane Kiffin.
I knew it. Does he have his girlfriend with him?
He takes one look one look at Pete Golden, and Pete Golden immediately just awesome. Like he's been waiting on this moment all this time. It's like, finally got your back.
Lane's not taking a date.
You don't think?
No. He's leaving his options open.
No, yeah.
Okay, I guess that's true.
Yeah, he's got that other phone in his pocket.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I can fly you from Baton Rouge.
Some of these new coaches, I don't know. I feel like Silverfield is sitting there texting as all of this is going on, and he's texting maybe family or friends.
He's texting Sam Pittman.
Y'all would not believe what's going on right now.
He's texting Sam Pittman. What do I do?
What about Coach Strink?
He's just there social. He's bopping around everybody.
I think he's going to bring the best food.
He's got the ugly Christmas sweater on.
Yes, he's got the spirit. Maybe, guys, let's read Twas the Night Before Christmas.
He's got little swag bag gifts that he's going to give all the other coaches. Yes. And it's something, some kind of technical gadget.
He goes by John Summerall. Hey, man, it's your first time, isn't it, buddy? Welcome, man. This is how we do.
That's so Drink.
Easy on the punch.
Don't know what's in there.
We all remember Christmas of 05.
Don't do what I did.
This ain't my first rodeo, guys. I've been here. How's it going? But Kalen DeVore is just easy going. Just, like, hey, pleasure to be here. And hey, guys. But Clark Lee is he's off by himself, but he doesn't mind if it does go.
Who gets in the fight? Pete Golding's in a fight.
100%. 100%. The first person he's going to hit is Lane. Like, it doesn't even, like, it could be Ryan Silverfield accidentally starting it, but he's going to punch Lane first.
No, he's going to hit Lane.
No, 100%. That's what starts
Lane's getting punched.
So, hey, Coach, how's Oxford treating you? Boom! Just boom, instantly. Not even a conversation.
You even created this opportunity, but, sorry, Coach. I got the Ole Miss people. They want to see it.
Jeff Levy's trying to, like, break it up. All you hear is a cowbell just dingling. Hey, guys, hey. Ding, 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 ding.
And see, now, do you have Sark and Brent Venables just kind of in the corner? Because they're also sort of the newer guys in the SEC.
Ooh, Venables.
How do we feel about them?
Venables he's talking some underlying smack. Like, he's just kind of throwing little jabs here and there.
I definitely think they're sitting next to each other at dinner.
They cross their legs. And he's over there talking about drink. Like, look at this guy.
No, Mark Stoops bust up in the party. He's been at it all day.
Somebody said there's a smackdown.
And he goes straight towards Shane Beamer.
Or Hugh Freeze shows up late. Hey, I was golfing. I forgot my invite. Oh, sorry, Coach.
We were driving around shopping. I was so close, so I decided to stop by. That's good.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
So, our made up SEC coaches party,
funny.
Christmas party, and how that would go.
That's
I appreciate
hilarious.
the suggestion there on the text line. Brett Norsworthy, the Southern gentleman, joins us next. Perfect choice, Molly Robinson. We continue here on Three Man Front. Landrum Roberts. Glad you're with us. So glad he's with us. He's family. Brett Norsworthy, Ole Miss Football Radio Network, also very talented longtime radio host there in Memphis, joining us on the Higginbotham Hotline. Merry Christmas, my friend. How are you?
Merry Christmas, Landrum. That is great selection by Molly. She's so good. And last week I made my annual trip out and drove out to Graceland, looked at all the lights, and just thought about, what a place it had to be, late 50s after overnight. Literally, one day he didn't have two dimes to rub together, and the next day, one of the most fabulously wealthy people of the 20th century, and he bought that house that was way out in the country then. It's not now. And he loved the holidays and loved decorating. I drove out last week, my annual trip.
And I told you that me and my wife, when we went over with UAB to play Memphis last season, before we got out of town that next morning, we made it a point. We went to Graceland. You have had the rare privilege, though, of getting to see the part that we, the public, have not seen of Graceland, right?
Oh, yeah, I did. My good friend, the late George Klein, who's in the inner circle with Elvis, they went to Humes High School together, and he got me the trip, and it was the see everything trip, upstairs, everything. And it was rare, but my favorite night ever, U2 played in Memphis, summer of 97 or 98, and afterwards a party out at Graceland, and they were there, and they did two songs. They did In the Name of Love and did Desire, and they did not do either in concert. So it was really special there, and that was a fun night to be there with Bono and U2 and to be at Graceland. And I think my favorite Graceland story ever, though, is when the Beatles, 1965 or so, touring, came to Memphis, and late at night went out there and pounded on the door till they woke him up, and he came to the door, and there's John, Paul, George, and Ringo.
Wow. The stories.
Isn't that amazing?
Oh, it's incredible. And I'm fascinated with it. And there is that fascination with Elvis, but just the mystique and everything about him, it continues to live on.
He was only the biggest pop culture figure of the 20th century. That's how big he was. And I grew up loving him. My parents loved him. My parents could remember going and seeing him at little places in Eastern Arkansas, when he'd play Brinkley and Far City and Wynn and places like that, West Memphis, and going and seeing him. And then he hit it big. And Graceland is something to go see. The public tour, I would suggest everybody that ever came to Memphis do it at least once. Once doesn't do it real justice, but you got to do it once. And his Christmas music, I had an aunt that had that famous Christmas album, and she would play it and play it and play it, and I fell in love with it. And for all the different genres he could do, I think gospel, kind of church Christian music, and the Christmas music was him at his very best. But it was all great.
That was his wheelhouse, and you could tell with those songs in particular, those were the ones that he truly seemed like he was passionate about.
He went down and brought it in those, and that's what he grew up singing in little bitty church in Tupelo, and then after they moved to Memphis, it's an Americana story of all time, and it goes to show if you got a talent, if you got an ability, and you can cash it in this great country.
No doubt. And while we wrap this up and we move on to football news, Brett, I will say that Elvis Christmas album, the record, that was a mainstay growing up in my house. That would play every single Christmas morning through its entirety. In fact, I was cleaning out some stuff for my parents there, and they've gone to be with the Lord, but cleaning some stuff out, found that record. So now I couldn't find the record player. I've ordered the record player. That's going to be a little Christmas gift to us at the Roberts house, and that's what we're going to play on Christmas morning. And I'm sure I'll cry a little bit, but
I do. I have my New Year. I have my Christmas Eve cry, and I tell you the one that does it. It's Amy Grant in Hark the Herald. It gets right to the feels, and of course I think about my parents. I think about friends that I've lost, but also then you turn the page to the next morning to that great celebration, Jesus Christ's birthday.
Amen. Brett Norsworthy continuing to join us here on Three Man Front on the Higginbotham Hotline. From that, we have to segue into the unpleasantries and the news that we got coming out of Ann Arbor yesterday. Sharon Moore, coach fired. I know the investigation is still going on, set to be arraigned this afternoon. But what do you make of this, Brett? I'd love to get your take.
It reads horribly. I mean, his career is wrecked, but it also, Landrum, I think the investigation, and I hope some of those great Michigan J schoolers like Rich Eisen and Adam Schefter and Nicole Auerbach will dig in on this story like they would on so many other stories. And we ask those tough questions of what did he know and when did he know it? And that goes straight to Ward Manuel. And isn't it something in the last 2 years of the college football playoff, we've had 3 absolute imbeciles running the most important part of college football, that being the College Football Playoff Committee. Last year, Ward Manuel, this year, Mac Rhodes, and Hunter Yurachek. We can't find one competent person to make the biggest decisions about the second most important sport in American sports. NFL 1, college football 2, and the College Football Playoff Committee being the most important thing about it. And we roll out Ward Manuel, Mac Rhodes, and Hunter Yurachek in the last year and a half.
On that note, the college football playoff selection, the explanation, I guess, it was an explanation. It wasn't one that I think 99% of the people who heard it bought. But Hunter Yurachek, the transparency, do we get less next year as far as transparency from the committee just as a byproduct of what happened or a direct result of what happened with Hunter Yurachek trying to explain himself, especially on Sunday?
Landon, we probably do, but again, I would like to let's get some competency. And here's my person: whatever it would cost, pay the cost. The person that should be in charge of the College Football Playoff Committee and answering the questions and putting together the committee, whatever it would take to hire her, and for the right price, she would do it. It should be Heather Dinich. She's absolutely an encyclopedia, an expert on all the protocols, on everything that goes with the committee process. She can explain it so much better than those committee chairs can. They should hire her. Heck, we always kind of think about and prospect about who could be the first college football commissioner. Heck, I submit Heather Dinich, and I don't know her. I've met her a time or two, but she doesn't know I'm alive. But you can tell she's got the goods. She knows what she's talking about. Why can't we do that? But yes, I do think we need to shave off maybe that first 1 or 2, rollouts of the bracket, because they serve no purpose. It's just a broad outline. But I'm not much being in the news gathering business for less transparency, though. I kind of always want more. And I think you're better when you give more, but you got to give more and you got to do it competently.
Brett, as we dive into the first round matchups we're going to get next week, I do want to get to Ole Miss and get your thoughts on all of that. But Alabama, what we saw in Atlanta, the matchup with Oklahoma, how do you view this going in for part 2?
Well, this will be a third time in 13 months for Alabama to play Oklahoma. And I would say so far, Oklahoma's got a pretty good book on Bama, and Bama just couldn't do anything last week. And there was a point in that game, Landrum, I'm not kidding you. We've long known that Coach Saban is gone, and he's not returning as coach. But when they ran late in the game, and not last second play, not last play of the game, but when they ran that play and then had the lateral downfield, I'm sitting there in my house and I'm going, are you kidding me? Alabama's running the pitchy play. They actually spent practice time last week on that. Here's what they need to practice. Ball on either hash mark. Run it into the boundary with a tight end blocking, maybe another tight end in motion and a toss sweep and try to get 4 yards. The rush game, it doesn't even look like Alabama. It hadn't all year, and they couldn't keep hiding Ty Simpson all year, and now it is shown. But I do think next week that they can beat Oklahoma, but it's got to be like in a 17-14, 20-17, really jawbone, low to the ground game. I don't think Oklahoma's that good, but they have shown to be better than Alabama, with Alabama being coached by Kalen DeBoer, and then all the questions around him, and you would know better than anybody, simply has to be asked of Kalen DeBoer. Do you want to be here?
That's fair. That's a fair question. And that's been the question we've gotten from a lot of our listeners today on the text line. Brett Norsworthy.
And if he doesn't, Landrum, where's the next head coach starting this? I think it should start with an offer he cannot refuse to DeMeco Ryans. But what I am told is that DeMeco Ryans, for as much as he loves the capstone, loved his time there, great player, he wants to stay the NFL head coaching route. Okay, fine. Next call's got to be to Schumann at Georgia and get some Bama toughness back in that Bama building.
Would you entertain, and we're not pushing this, but do you entertain the prospect more of Kalen DeBoer leaving for a Michigan than he would at Penn State?
I kind of do, but do you want to walk into Michigan with Ward Manuel running the show and everything they've been through? Let's go through the Michigan. What we know. Oh. Imagine what we don't know. We know Juwan Howard. We know Stallions. We know Harbaugh. We know Sharon. What is it we don't know that's going on at Michigan?
It's a fair, and what is that culture? And is it much deeper than we already know? Brett, I do want to ask you about Pete Golding. How is he settling in there in Oxford? And also, how much of that drama, that shakeup that the poor Ole Miss fans had to endure, that team, that building had to endure from Lane Kiffin in the aftermath, how much effect does that have on this team as you see it right now heading in to the college football playoff?
He is fitting in well. We knew he would. That's why Keith Carter quickly made that move, not as an interim, but as permanent head coach. I know a lot of Alabama people are shaking their head about Pete Golding as a head coach, but he learned so much under Coach Saban and under Coach Kiffin at Ole Miss, and this is his time. And no Ole Miss coach. I mean, imagine this at Ole Miss for all those coaches through the years, Steve Sloan and Billy Brewer and Tubb and all of them. In your very first game at Ole Miss, you're in a college football playoff. And none of them ever started like that because the fundamentals, the setting for the foundation for the program is in such great shape, and he helped get it there. He identified all those defensive portal players last year: Nolan, Yamani Allen, Chris Paul, even a few years back, J.J. Pegues coming back home to Oxford from Auburn. Pete identified all those, and he's coached them well. And we know he's a good player, evaluator, and developer. He's going to get a steady hand on offense. He's already done that. And we're going to keep on keeping on, and I think play really well against Tulane and really look forward to Ole Miss in its third Sugar Bowl in 11 seasons playing Georgia. Had not been to a Sugar Bowl in 46 years when we went in the 2015 season. And the morning after the game, I got up early, leaving New Orleans, and I'm coming back to go to the Liberty Bowl. And my mother called. I was at about Macomb or so, and she said, "Boy, you're rolling early." I said, "I am." She said, "You have a good time in New Orleans?" I said, "I sure did, because I ain't chancing if it's 46 more years."
He is Brett Norsworthy, the Southern Gentleman, Ole Miss Radio Football Network, also a talented host there in Memphis, WHBQ. Thank you, Brett. We always appreciate it. We think so much of you. You know that, and our Jocks listeners do as well. They compliment Likewise. You so much, and Merry Christmas.
The respect I have for y'all's team and your listeners. I say it, and I mean it with every fiber of my being. The best college football audience out there. You can't BS them. You got to shoot them straight. I love being on with y'all, and I got a pick today: Army plus the 6.5 over the Navy.
All right. I didn't want to put you on the spot. Army plus the 6.5. I like it. That's good.
Yeah. My dad was in the Army. I got to pick the Army.
There you go. I got a house divided or a family divided, so I just have to be careful who I pull for around, certain people.
And that scene at that game, I went in 2001, 14 weeks after 9/11, and the game is secondary, maybe tertiary, just the pageantry and the patriotism and the commitment of all those youngsters, male and female alike, from all over the country. I sit at the vet that day, 68 degrees at kickoff at the vet that day, and I sat there just thinking my lucky stars I could be there.
Brett, we always appreciate the time. Thank you, and we'll talk to you next week. Have a great weekend.
You got it. Thank you, Landon.
Brett Norsworthy joining us on Three Man Front. .1254 Three-Man Front. Brett Norsworthy joining us. Always a great visit from our friend Brett. In case you missed it, his I Ain't Scared bowl prediction for the college football weekend, which the one game, Army and Navy. He likes Army plus the 6.5. So there you go. He's been really, really good. He's been on the winning side of things with his I Ain't Scared bowl predictions. Also, our SEC football coaches Christmas party get-together that people have been throwing together. Who would be in charge of what? A lot of suggestions coming in. Molly, I don't know if you've seen this.
Ooh, what is it?
Well, we got one that reads Sam Pittman, uninvited, guarding the deviled egg tray.
Why'd I do my boy like that?
We did get one on Twitter that was, drink is Andy from The Office.
See, I don't watch The Office, so I don't get the reference.
You don't watch The Office?
Nah.
Never?
You've never seen it?
No, I've seen it, but like I couldn't associate names and characters and stuff. My apologies. More of a Parks and Recs guy.
Michael says Lane gets everybody riled up, starts the fight, and then he leaves.
He ain't leaving out there without Pete Golden throwing one.
He's the pot stirrer.
For sure.
Corey says Hugh Freeze tries to sneak in dressed up as Santa Claus.
Oh, you were so close. You're so close.
Collins from Pell City. I didn't realize Shane Beamer was in the studio.
So I did a good job.
Yeah, do it again.
Hold on. You kind of caught me off guard. Listen, I've thought about this for a long time, and I think that if we actually get an invite, make sure that it's USC because we're the real USC.
More 3-man front.